You have a full-time job, but you're also trying to build a life you actually dream about. And honestly, some days it feels like I have two full-time jobs. There's the 9 to 5 that pays the bills, and then there's the other job, creating content, editing videos, responding to comments, coming up with ideas, filming, planning, and somehow convincing myself that I definitely have time to do it all. But I've learned something. You don't need more time. You need to stop expecting yourself to do everything at once. My mornings are less about being insanely productive and more about giving myself a head start. I try to avoid grabbing my phone and immediately falling into the TikTok or Instagram rabbit hole because respectfully, I could lose 45 minutes before I've even brushed my teeth. Instead, I like to think about one thing I want to accomplish outside of work that day. Not 10 things, one. Because when you work a 9 to 5, you have to be realistic with your energy, not just your time. One thing I'm learning about having a job while building something for yourself is that your job doesn't have to be the enemy of your dream. Sometimes the 9 to 5 is actually what funds the dream. It pays for the camera, the subscriptions, the equipment, the coffee that somehow becomes a business expense in my head. And most importantly, it gives me the financial breathing room to create without putting pressure on every single video to work. During the workday, I'm focused on work, but I keep a running note in my phone for content ideas. Because my best ideas never seem to arrive when I'm sitting down with a camera and saying, okay, create. They show up while I'm driving, in the shower, at work, literally 5 minutes before I fall asleep. So instead of trusting myself to remember, I write everything down. And then 5 p.m. hits, and technically the workday is over. But this is where the second shift begins. And this is probably the part nobody really shows you about being a creator with a 9 to 5. You come home tired. You know you should film, you know you should edit, you know you have content sitting in your camera roll, but sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest. I used to think consistency meant creating every single day. Now I think consistency means creating in a way that you can actually sustain. So instead of trying to film 7 completely different videos every week, I try to batch my content. If I'm already doing my hair, getting dressed, or going somewhere interesting, I'm filming. If I'm setting up the camera for one video, I'm filming a few extra clips. The goal isn't to make content consume my life. It's to make my life easier to turn into content. Stop waiting for the perfect content day. You don't need a perfect day. You just need a story, and you just need you.